once you're up it. It's just
You
your
shitting
failing
me?
to attack. Don't worry, you can try next round. You don't have to keep bendying this round. There we go.
There you go. Well, but he's the driver. He wants to get up and get everything rolling. So
It's okay. So you basically you start climbing up the rope behind Queeg and basically make your way to the surface, which obviously we still have a map for, but I won't worry too much about unless something goes horribly wrong.
and I would have passed turn, but you did it for me.
I did, sorry.
Yep, I'm
It's
climbing
okay.
up.
Only because you're off the map.
I'm
Otherwise,
climbing up that rope.
No, man, it's your game. Do what you gotta do.
No, I've got to get in the habit of not ending turns. It mucks certain things up.
No, man, you do you. You're the DM. Don't worry about it.
Mr. Aki, sir, make
Yeah,
your
I'm gonna
athletics checks to climb up the rope.
Athletics, is it?
It is athletics to climb up the rope.
I'm going to spend a penny on that because that's terrible. Better.
That's okay.
It's much better.
A little bit better, yeah.
Yeah.
Will you stop rolling that thing?
I'm through the roof and now I've landed. I'm back at the base. I'm back in town. You lot are so slow.
That's one natural work I've encountered.
Okay, so I'm not going to worry too much. Well, actually, I am.
That was a penny well spent. Yeah.
There is a guy left, and if he does wake up, he will potentially. Although Quiggs technically should be on hold, and Bulish technically should be on hold, and Aki technically should be on hold. But I'm just doing it to give people a chance to get some extra bennies. Merlin.
Okay, well, Merlin doesn't like this guy. He did strange and nasty things to unarmed or unconscious guards. So Merlin's going to start by stepping over here and stabbing him with his sword.
Go for it.
Leave no witnesses.
Yep, that's okay.
Yep, you basically stab him good by the look of things. Down he goes. Yep.
Okay, and if I remember correctly, there were some guards up that direction who were not killed because we were between these violent terrorists.
Yeah, big incapacitated,
Okay.
but just knocked him
So
out.
I'm now going to start walking up the hall that way.
Okay. That brings us to Pow Pow.
Pow, 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 pow.
This right, I'm going to need the other map.
Pow Pow's going to Benny, that. I'm just waiting for somebody to critically fail on it. And the funny thing, it's going to be me.
Broke the rope.
Right, I'm out.
You're out as well, are you?
I'm trying up the rope.
Okie dokie.
That should be better now, shouldn't it? Is it better?
Good
Is it
Kenny,
better?
there he is, still waiting for me.
Can you see me do this?
And Aki. I'm only going to put you up there because obviously that may decide whether you have to come back down or not, obviously. Especially if people are hanging around. So, Aki, you get to the top.
Okay.
Obviously, you climb out. You get to the top of the lift shaft, and you basically get yourself. And actually, I'll do the same with Queeg and Beulah. Actually, so Beulah, Aki, and Queeg, all of you have got to the top. You can all just move.
I seem to be stuck in the door. Yeah.
Is it? I'll try that. Must have closed the doors when you closed the map. That's interesting. It seems to be quiet up there at the moment. I'm going to go back
is
down
that
to
an
the
S?
The S was some. I think it was Pow Pow Spirit. It's probably
Okay.
long gone.
No, not a threat.
No.
No, it's not. It's still sitting there.
So people are climbing out.
People are climbing out.
Babylon takes a look at the. So they're like ropes or some kind of cable.
It's basically athletics check is to actually work. The athletics check is not so much to climb the rope as to work out how to use the climbing system that they've left on the ropes.
Ah, okay. So there are tools.
Obviously,
Right.
there are tools. So
in that case,
it's basically what I'm trying to say is you can't fail, but it might take you a little while to get up there. To get out is what I'm saying. You can't fall back, but once you've got yourself secure, you're okay, which you're fine. You go for the left lift or the right lift out of interest.
Here.
Okay, you're the last one who can go that way because everyone else will have to use the other lift. Is the only reason I'm asking, because there's logically speaking, unless you because you've used the climbing apparatus to get up, as it were. That brings us to Donahue.
Just had a thought. The security system with the cameras, did that get scrambled or?
We trashed all the computers and.
Well, you uploaded a virus, didn't you?
Yeah.
The idea was to come in here, spray, vandalize the place, spray graffiti everywhere, leave literature, not kill anyone, and get out. And upload a virus onto the mainframe, which you did.
Well, it doesn't mean that their security system is tied into the mainframe. That was why I was just checking.
There may well be a security system tied into the mainframe, I'm assuming none of you actually go in there barefaced, as it were, when you're doing these missions. But if you might do, or look at you, you've got a hood up, so no one can see your face anyway.
Okay. In which case, I'm going to do exactly what I said. I'm going to scavenge the other wall.
Okay, go for it. No problem at all. You find some more stuff that maybe you'll basically you'll probably find useful at some point in the future. What I'll say is you find some interesting cybernetic parts and stuff that you can use for you can probably find a use for in the future, which basically, if we say it will give you a sort of +1 bonus on electronics or hacking roll in the future. Do you know what I mean? If you use it to plug into something.
I'm more interested in selling it.
Well, yeah, money isn't a real thing in this game, if that makes sense. You do earn it. You do earn it. But
greedy. I'm greedy.
In game mechanics, though, would that be like increasing, a
Something wrong with my token, isn't there?
I was thinking about
buy
that.
power.
Are you there,
I was
Drake?
thinking about that, but if he's actually just selling it because he's greedy, that makes perfect sense. Because you still actually do have to play to live. It's just your logistic points are basically the ready cash you've got. That is the ready cash you've got to equip yourselves for the next mission, isn't it? As how it works. But obviously, you still do make an income, and obviously, Donahue taking the stuff and selling it. Yes, if he's greedy, that makes perfect sense. He's role playing his he's role playing his hindrances, and also, of course, when you sell stuff, you do.
Yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it?
There. So there will. I would say
there's some tattoos on my arms.
Game advantage to
hello, Keller. How are you?
That makes sense. Plus, you'll make.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
Usually, when you do the moneyless systems like this, and you do the resource points or which like that, it's usually like a temporary boost to. You say you use it, and then you get like an extra couple logistic points or something like that.
Very good.
Yeah, exactly.
Very good.
I'd say, I'd say you could definitely sell it. Or you could I will say you could sell them to get a temporary logistic point bonus. I agree. Or likewise, you could use it.
Yeah, these ones move around like this.
At a later date, or you know what I mean. There might be some good stuff. You might be able to bribe someone with it. So it's up to you what you want to do with it.
Although I'm hasten to add, it's not a bonus; it's a penalty. He's greedy, so he stole data from the computer that was off mission. If he sells it, that's probably going to come back to haunt him because it's a hindrance. The GM stabs him in the back for it. It's a hindrance.
Being greedy, yeah. Can you drag my token back to the map again?
I gotta see if there's anything useful for me, and then I'm gonna sell it.
No, whispering works.
Do what? Sorry, about on the map.
Can you drag my token from back onto the combat tracker to the map? Because I can move everyone else's tokens, but my one doesn't seem to work properly. Oh, okay. Looks like it's crashed as well.
I found an error earlier on, but an opportunity. When you toggle AFK, it brings a console error up and doesn't do the AFK.
Right, who's left downstairs? Okay, so that's Donahue down there. That brings us to Waif.
Yeah, and Waif can see that Merlin has turned and headed in the other direction, and she's not going to go up that rope while she gets the sense that Merlin seems to be a little delusional at times.
Well,
she's going to stick with him.
He's very old.
I'm going to unlock the tokens because there is nothing hostile down below. It's not going to let me unlock the bloody tokens. I had this before, didn't we? There we go. unlock tokens. Okay, so basically,
Dooby
with that
dooby
last...
dooby doo doo doo.
Oh no,
Dooby
he
dooby
said
doo.
he crashed. With that last guy going down, you basically can freely move around. The guys up top, well, you're there. You can see if anything's happening, but seems quiet at the moment.
Okay, well, Merlin is going to basically quickly dart into the room with the security guards.
Yep.
And the blood on his sword, he's going to use to write "Do not kill" across their chests. Take one of the pamphlets for the terrorists that we're supposed to be with, tuck
Yes.
it into like the collar of their shirt or something, and then turn around and run back out.
Okay, no problem at all. So in the meantime, Donahue's grabbed enough stuff. Donahue's grabbed enough stuff that he thinks he can sell or basically make useful from these genetically enhanced cyber wolves. And the three of you just need to join the others. You'll all have to climb up on the left-hand lift rather than right-hand lift, but that doesn't really matter. Meanwhile, guys, at the top there does seem quiet. There does appear to be a flashing red light going off. It's indicating some sort of alarm has been activated. But maybe, obviously, this far out of town, it might take a while. But you get the impression you definitely don't want to be in the vicinity when the backup does arrive. It looks like Donahue's the last one down below on his own.
Yeah, that works. That's all right then.
Probably, but if I've grabbed stuff, that'll be good enough. Unless one of these terrorists have like a really cool weapon, I'll head up the elevator shaft.
Well, it's just basically you get to the elevator shaft, and all you need to do is basically make an athletics check to work out how the climbing equipment works and get up the elevator shaft, which you do without any problems. No problems at all. Right. Well, you all basically get back to where is Donahue? There's Donahue. You all get back. You all are basically at the top of the elevator shaft and able to make your escape. As I say, it seems quite quiet at the moment. I do believe you came in from the east, didn't you, rather than the path? But I've locked tokens because it's unless I hit you with anything, which I may or may not do, you don't have anything to worry about. And you all make your escape, no problem at all there.
And then a giant dragon swoops down and eats you all. Bollocks. Wasn't expecting a dragon.
No one expects the Dragon Quisition, or yeah.
Oh, well, that was so forced. I like it. Right. Well, you successfully extricate yourselves from the Gaia Tech facility, and basically you find yourselves. We'll rejoin the party when you find yourselves back at the Ramen on 64th, awaiting the arrival of your Johnson with payment. Pop you all.
We're just waiting for Johnson.
Oh, yep, Queeg's off to tidy up. Which means I just put Mr. I can put Aki on that stool there. We'll put Babyman over there. We'll put Donahue over there. And we'll put Waif over there. I think that's everyone.
In the wrong seat, man.
Quig will get a.
Can't believe you put me in the wrong chair,
bowl
man.
Of ramen for Bobby Man as a way of thanks.
No problem. So, as basically you get a chance to, you all get a chance to get back and rest and relax, and a bit later on, after payment has been made, with some questioning along the lines of what happened.
That's better.
To the what happened, and obviously explaining that you performed the mission as required when it went sideways with a second group. The payment comes, and everybody seems relatively happy with that, and obviously you were able to kick back in the 64th Street Ramen, and as always, and everything seems nice and peaceful for a change. Which, as someone pointed out, we have two new characters who have run around with the party, so have probably got some ideas. But I think for the state of backgrounds information and just because you guys are getting to know each other a bit better, if you want to, we'll have a bit of a character introduction. I know it's a bit weird doing it this late into the day, but I didn't want to do it mid-adventure, as it were. So if we want to if Donahue wants to sort of introduce himself and share what other players have gathered or learnt about him on this their first job together, and any things he may have told them, and then we'll work our way down. So over to you, Mr. Donahue.
Okay. Donahue plays the thing, very private about what he looks like, but it's very obvious that he is cybernetically augmented. He has he's very obviously cybernetic augmented. He does not like being in flying vehicles. Vehicles in general are a problem, but he definitely does not like being in flying vehicles. And you can tell that definitely, always looking for that second and third payout. Not a con man, just, always looking to run, how else can I get paid at the same, paid extra at the same time?
You don't have to you don't have to share all yet. Obviously, you're fairly new to the group, as it were. It's just stuff that if you think that's enough for now, that's all you have to share.
And obviously, he's a hacker for hire.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Babby Man.
Hello, Shanvi in
So
chat.
what do I look like and seem like?
A Russian dwarf hamster.
Babylon will look roughly like that as the picture, as a Persian. His clothes are very worn down versions of clothes one would have in the streets. Nothing is broken, but it just seems old, not taken care of, not washed. Simple looking clothes, has very little, stuff with him at all. He often speaks of the winds and the air, and clearly seems to speak with the air, and is often smoking something. Very often, I would say. Is very interested in, wants to have green stuff around him, like basically like trees and other things, and he's very concerned about this environment constantly when he doesn't have anything green around him.
Rasputin, the Russian
so
Rasta.
this urban jungle is causing him clearly some distress. He speaks quite strangely, like as if in riddles, I guess, as if some kind of I don't know, shaman or kind of like a witch doctor from I don't even know what culture actually.
That's fine. That's, as I say, you're just deep and mysterious. That's all, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I
Deep
mean,
and mysterious with
he
lots of
never really
clouds.
seems to have any connection to this world outside the fact that what you already know, I mean, what you really have experienced with him. Like, where did he come from? Where has he been? What does he do? He doesn't seem to have any connection to really any real life things.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you very much. That brings us to Beulah.
Is it his day off, is it?
Right. So Beulah is your orc. He's obviously been augmented, chromed, as it were. He is not nuts about heights. He is the driver, drone jockey, and is also aspiring to improve upon his hacking skills to make him sort of a Renaissance orc. And he worked for the corporations for a while and had a bit of a falling out. And but he's a faithful, if not stoic, member of the group. And well, that's Beulah.
Well, thank you very much. Pow Pow.
Pow he basically he grew up as a street orphan. He's a kind of known face around the neighbourhood, where he used to kind of do kind of a few acts of petty crimes. He was mostly a runner between all the local gangs that passing messages. And then when he grew up, he kind of left big city to go and work for a corporation. But it made him feel quite uneasy. He didn't really like the concept of indentured servitude. Basically, he should be a wage slave. But so he decided to chuck that. He's come back to the old neighbourhood to try and find his old contacts. He recently became in the attention of fellow runners when a crazed beetle addict tried to rob the local ramen shop. He suddenly dropped to the ground and disappeared through the solid floor, only to reappear behind the intruder nearby, at which point he cut his throat and then went back to eat his food without a word saying a word. He's often seen with a small domestic cat loitering nearby. On closer inspection, this companion cat will phase into the astral plane only to appear in another location later when you least expect it. Pow Pow seems to have learned this gift too, but seldom uses it. Pow Pow likes to dress smart and has a soft spot for 80s retro lounge suits, although he does wear them under a fashionable armoured coat.
Cat Pow Pow is
Gets a bit upset if he's not looking his best and always carries a basic grooming kit to clean up when necessary. He's always been a bit vain, but since becoming a cat shaman, he started becoming a bit OCD with personal grooming, and perhaps has gone too far by getting cosmetic dentistry. Cat teeth.
Okay, that brings us to Merlin.
Eki.
Standing at 1.6 m, Merlin is a bit shorter than average, but does not appear weak. His lined coat is hand-stitched with several runes and glyphs, although anyone with any arcane knowledge can see that they really mean nothing. He carries a bow with 2-compartment quiver and a sword that's obviously too heavy for him, but that he still wields with a bit of flair. He also has a tendency to refer to things that
I
aren't
spent so
by
much
their
time on their
normal
characters.
name.
I've
For
spent
example,
no
whenever he
time on my
passed
characters.
Aki, a hand grenade down in the labs, he didn't call it a grenade. He called it a bottle of alchemist's fire. And that's just one of his quirks about naming things. As I'm sure you guys heard, he referred to Quig as a barbarian. He's talked about knights and things like that. So you're fairly certain that he is aware of his surroundings, but is not using what people would call normal names for his surroundings.
Thank you very much. That brings us to Aki.
And Eki looks around the room and it's just like, it's me. I'm the guy you come to for the stuff you can't get normally. You know where to find me.
A man of few words. He's a dwarf, by the way. Queek.
They can tell that from my beard.
I'm a troll, by the way. Yeah. Okay, Quick. You might have not really realized, although
Racist. They
you've
call me a
kinda seen
dwarf.
him in action. He's prone to being thin-skinned about who he is. The attitude has actually caused him problems in the earlier years of his growing up. But Mr. Nakasumi here at 64th Street Ramen gave me a job, treated me fairly, so I became very loyal to him. And I'm his dishwasher and cleaner of this joint. Have always been loyal to those who are my friends, and as you can see, Mr. Nakasumi gave me a special broom because I kept breaking normal ones. And at one point, he asked me to clean the place up of the ganger trash that came in to shake him down. And I did. So, yeah, big, dumb, but I can clean out any room pretty quickly.
Well, thank you very much. And last but no means least, that brings us to Waif.
Waif is actually a fairly familiar sight around the Baron. She zips around on her, works as a courier when she's not taking runner jobs. In fact, she pretty much grew up in and around the Barrens since Master Zhang found her wandering in one of the worst neighborhoods when she was just 2 or 3 years old. He took her home to his dojo to Madame Zhang because they were childless, and made a sincere effort to track down her origins, her family, her parents, why a child so small was wandering alone, with no results whatsoever. But again, because they were childless, they opted to raise her. They paid out for dummy papers to show her that she was their own. But when she was really small, she used to hang around the dojo and start imitating the moves that Master Zhang was training the others in. And so he decided early on to start her training while she was really small. She was incredibly good at the focus and stuff because she started so early. But even now, she tends to have some hope that someday, somewhere, she'll find some information about her parents. In the meantime, she tends to hang out with those who are, kind of outcast, because she feels a bit of an outcast herself, despite the care from the Zhangs. Also, when she was a child, she noticed odds and ends of strange men coming and going to see Master Zhang, and as she got older, she learned that he himself had been a runner in his day, and he connects us to jobs at times.
Oh, there we go. Thank you very much. Gave me a bit of time to sort a couple of things out, and hopefully gets everyone reacquainted with each other. So thanks very much. So yes, well, it's you get your pay, and you you have a couple of days of rest, and you just every so often every so often you swing by to see if there's any contacts or jobs come in, but it seems to be a quiet period of time at the moment. But
anything coming out of our little bug?
It's getting late in the day, and I think it would be appropriate for it to start raining. After all, it is Cyberpunk, and the rain is coming down outside, so none of you are in any hurry to leave the warmth and comfort of the 64th Street Ramen when basically the oh nuts, I've forgotten his name. Where's NPC? Mr. Nakazumi is the owner, isn't he?
Yes.
Yes. He comes up from the stores area downstairs, looking a little on the concerned side, and he puts down a data tablet. He says he's just found down in the storeroom, sitting on top of a box down there that he doesn't recognise and must have been delivered earlier, along with the standard daily delivery. He puts the tablet down, going, well, I've tried turning it on, but it just comes up with a message saying enter password, but I have no idea what it is.
Let me take a look at it.
Be my guest.
I'll try hacking it.
Yep, it seems to be a standard tablet. You notice there is it appears to be well, you basically you're going to have to connect up to it, and obviously you can try hacking in, so that's not a problem. There is a data port if you want to jack into it. Yep, there's no problem at all. It's worryingly straightforward encryption. In fact, actually, it doesn't take you long to realise that the password is actually password 123, which is a bit of a interesting and disconcerting in its own right. When you get inside it seems to be basically standard operating system. It just has a single application saying launch me.
This is
Um,
this is a mission.
I will
Should we
just-
choose to explode it?
I will use a good security since I've got the password to log into it. I'll disconnect from it before I run launch me.
That's absolutely fine. You do so, and then I'll type in the straightforward password, and you just you execute the application that says launch me, and a face hidden very much in shadow appears on it, and says, "Greetings. You don't know me, and most likely you never will. You have crossed me. You've interfered with my businesses, and I'm not happy. And you and Mr. Nakazumi will pay the price." At which point you hear beeping coming from downstairs. He says, "I'm sure I will put up a good hot dog stand on the crater of this location.
Okay.
Goodbye."
Oh boy.
We got to get that
Basement.
bomb out quick. We need to disarm a bomb.
That
Excellent.
thing that Trixie found.
You also notice there seems to be a large number of people dressed like hot dogs walking towards you in the rain.
It's the hot dog boys. Okay, so we need someone to go downstairs and disarm the bomb. Who's the best at what's the best thing for bomb disarming?
Well, it depends on the bomb, but it's most likely going to be electronics and hacking or repair.
Okay, well I'm going down there because I've got all that.
Electronics or a repair.
I was gonna say it's
hacking.
Ian, the drone guy, going down probably.
Yeah, I was going to say this. Obviously, what's going to happen is dismantling the bomb. Of course, will be a dramatic task because someone wanted an example of a dramatic task, and seeing as they're playing today, I thought I'd make it make it more interesting.
That's a good idea, and you're recording it at the same time. Excellent. Yeah.
So, so someone will have to obviously dismantle the bomb, but at the same time, just because I don't want anyone else sitting around waiting to be killed by them mucking up, obviously there's some extra insurance to ensure none of you escape the area alive, it would appear.
I recall telling these guys that they came back, we were going to kill them.
Well, indeed. But it would appear that someone made a delivery earlier first. So, who wants to head in which direction?
Well, I'm going down into the bombs area. I think Donahue is as well, isn't he?
Yes, I'm
Quig's
heading down.
going to stop the Quig's going to stop the hot dogs.
Okay, that's fine.
Faith is going to stop the hot dogs. She already promised them she would if they came back.
So Donahue and Aki will head downstairs. So I shall start the clock. Oh, look, the bad guys get to go first. They are going to go on hold with their Joker bones.
And Beulah looks and says, "Well, probably I should go and help fight, but I really want to go down and help dismantle the bomb." But
Stay and fight. I think me and Donahue should be all right with the bomb, shouldn't we? Two of us.
Sure, cool.
Yeah.
Which way you want to go? Babby Man.
It does look like a pretty fair fight with being waif, so
okay, well then Beulah will go downstairs.
See, what you do notice, if you're slightly observant, actually, is some of the hot dog guys appear to be slightly larger, and they have ketchup instead of mustard. They seem to be carrying bigger guns. I actually repainted some of them. So anyway, you're heading downstairs. That's fine. So anyway, on the combat tracker, we have hit Babby Man. What does Babby Man want to do?
Okay, so some people start to go towards downwards, right?
Yes.
Downstairs, yeah. Babyman hears beeping sound, which is annoying because it reminds him of an alarm clock.
Actually, it has to be said, someone's obviously got a slight sense of humour because it's not a standard beep. It's that two-tone beep from 24 Countdown. If you know. It's really annoying. Anyway, carry on.
So, but we definitely don't. But it's also
We've got to kill
raining.
Kiefer Sutherland.
You can go on hold for now and support as and when, or you can just literally duck behind the counter, as it were.
Okay. So do these other guys, I mean, these hot dogs generally, are they clearly already carrying firearms?
Yes. A number of them are carrying pistols, and then you can see what I've called the hot dog heavies, which are a bit further away. Have got basically they have machine guns.
They've got
They
ketchup
have
and
eaten
mustard.
more hot dogs and become heavy.
Yep.
Okay, Babyman will go and talk to Mr. Nagasaki.
Right, so we'll just ignore that one for now and move Babyman. Babyman goes there behind and with Mr. Nagasaki. That sounds like a very sensible thing to begin with, and I shall give you, assuming you're ducking down with Mr. Nagasaki.
Sure, yeah. I mean, Babyman's idea is that he's gonna go and talk to Nagasaki and calm him down. Like, Mr. Nagasaki, there is nothing to be worried about.
I love the way it always adds him as a back.
Nathan's not happy.
So this Gaia Tech map we can close, right?
Oh yes, sorry. There you go.
Waif isn't happy. She told these guys not to come back. She told them what would happen if they did. So she's going to make it happen.
Okay, I'm going to have Heavy to interrupt you as you break cover of the building. Okay, he's got the Joker bonus, I'm afraid, so he literally gets to act the second you step out. And he, although it's quite extreme range, he literally, as you break cover of the building, he opens fire.
Oh, no, sorry. I remember to now ask, were we supposed to make the advancement or prepare one? So should I already have an advancement or not?
Did you get? Did I give? Looks like you don't have it in advance yet. So I think you just have to think. Yep. I think you haven't had one yet. So just.
We haven't had an advance yet. Remember, we kind of like retooled characters, and we talked about the fact that we wouldn't be able to retool them again if we got an advancement.
Yeah. So, oh my word! I think I've just really shot Wave very badly. Ow! Oh, this just suddenly turned a bit more deadly than I intended. That's.
Can't help it with savage worlds. Sometimes it's deadly.
Okay, so basically what happens is you literally the second you step outside, this guy's been waiting for you, and he just basically shoots you, and multiple bullets hit you, not doing doing lots of painful damage, but fortunately nothing lethal yet. But you basically hit. You see Wave step outside, and she's literally hit by a hail of bullets, and she basically slumps against the wall slightly. You can continue moving it or do what you want now, but I'm afraid
my shot won't count.
Your shot will count if you hit. I didn't notice.
I did hit. I hit with a raise.
Yeah, by all means, roll for damage. Yeah, go for it. I'll say it was simultaneous.
As Mr. Nagazumi is actually a character here, can I make a support with persuasion?
And you said I could still move, so I'm going to dodge to cover across the street.
Be my guest. Wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, you dodge to cover across the street, but yeah, all of you see Wave literally step out into the rain and instantly get shot as you hear a machine gun open up.
You got 3 wounds.
Yep.
She needs healing.
That brings us to Beulah, who's heading down to the basement. So,
are you there, Chandri?
For basement purposes, we'll say that's
3 wounds.
So
one more wound and she's out of the game. Possibly dead.
You can see the beepings coming from this metal box. And looks like you got there first, so I'm going to give you the dramatic task. You have... there is a countdown on the metal box that will equate to 3 combat rounds. It looks like a
you can't hear her.
You are going to need to use repair to get the box open, and then electronics.
You can't heal her. All right.
To defuse.
Yeah, you got.
You need 2 successes to open.
It's okay. You haven't got a healer because you're not playing.
Okay, so electronics or what to defuse?
Electronics or hacking. and repair to basically get open the the sealed case, the bombs inside. You can just see a counter going down.
Okay, so I can make my repair roll.
Yes, you can. So on a 2, you will not succeed.
You can drag that Benny onto the repair and it'll re-roll it and spend the Benny at the same time.
I'm sorry, what was that?
You can drag
I
the
did that
Benny
wrong?
onto the repair and it will re-roll it and spend the Benny at the same time. You can do it in one action. Just drag the Benny onto repair and it re-rolls it.
Oh, if I had rolled it to my thing. Got it.
Ignore that reshuffle deck rubbish. That's me just trying. I always forget you need to turn a dramatic. You need to turn the dramatic task on before you start the combat tracker. Except, of course, that doesn't work when you're having a race on who gets there first. Anyway, so I shall manually deal a heart in. And okay, so with 2 successes on the repair, you are able to crack open the case and get the case open. That brings us to Pow Pow.
Pow will step to there.
Okay, as you flip to there, I'm afraid heavy number 4 on the Joker bonus will interrupt you.
Damn it.
I know, it's nasty
But
being the Joker.
That's happened, somebody gets shot and then they wait for the medic to shoot it and then they shoot him.
Yeah.
That happens.
As you run across the street as well, they shoot you as you run across the
Oh,
street.
you got one hit in. Bollocks.
Oh, these guys are good shots, I'm afraid, these heavies. I assume you're going to try and soak that. With your cat-like reflexes, maybe you'll evade the shot. You can soak one of them, but you'll take 2.
I think it's probably worth a Benny more, just in case.
Yeah, I'm afraid
No.
it looks like it's okay. So basically, you get again. The same thing happens. Pow Pow breaks cover to rush to Waif's aid, and the second he exposes himself in the open, the bullets rip across the street and strike him, and he staggers into cover on the opposite side of the street.
Well, anyway, what I was going to do was this.
But you're shaken, don't forget. So you'd have to spend a Benny to unshake to make that healing roll. That's okay. That's 1 wound healed on Waif. And that brings us to Queeg.
2 wounds and shaken.
All right. I want to see if I can reach them 2 normal hot dogs.
Okay.
You're still shaken on the combat tracker, Pow Pow.
Yeah, that's because I didn't Okay, I'm just going to do that. Have a look. Oops, wrong guy. So this one here. You might be in luck with these 2. Yep, you're in luck with those 2. They can't see you running that way.
Now he's going to use his maul and hit them both. Hopefully.
Wild attacks with his broom. I think you went that way before, didn't you? And you hit both of them. I was expecting them to go on hold and wait for people to break cover, but I didn't expect them to get the Joker. That's quite scary. Okay, the first one goes down. And the second one goes down.
Down.
Down. And that brings us to Donahue, who you were heading downstairs, weren't you?
Yes.
Okay. You head downstairs as well, and you find that Beulah's already managed to crack the case open. Unfortunately, only one of you can physically sort of disarm the bomb at the same time, but you can offer support on his next roll as you are able to analyze the equipment. Conversely, of course, if you could, you can kick him out the way and try and disarm the bomb yourself. But at the moment, this round he's technically opening the case, if that makes sense. But you could, as he's fiddling at it, you can offer support on his next action if you so wish.
Okay. Sealed unit, no external data ports. Well, it has to have some kind of Wi-Fi or something like that, right? Because it got triggered.
Yes. Yeah, there must. Yeah, logically speaking, there's a wireless connection between the tablet and this. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna try and start accessing it through that.
Yep, certainly.
So I'm hacking.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Probably beat at whatever its system toughness is.
It would be, yeah, which should be. Are you happy with a 6?
Does it seem to be successful?
You can tell there is a signal coming through there. I will say, yeah, because that's going to be against its system defense, which would be based on its security. So I would say, let's say that's going to be a D6. D8 would make it a 6. So you are able to basically, you do find a way to sit there and monitor it. So you will be able to assist Bueller on possibly which way the circuitry is going, because obviously when he's doing the electronics, you can probably see if there's any changes in the electronics. As it were. Yeah.
That counts as a success or whether support, but yeah, good enough for me then.
Yeah. What I'm saying is you successfully got past it, so you're able to provide success via hacking next round is what I'm going to say on that score. So that's a good support role. I'm just going to make things a little more interesting, I think. But yes, in game terms, you'll be able to support. Yes, it'll be a success for next round. Okay, hot dogs. Where is hot dog? Where is hot dog? Oh, he's not on the map, so I assume he might be dead. Hot dog number 2 is here. Hot dog number 2 is going to open fire with his pistol at Mr. Nakazumi. But he misses. Hot dog number 3 is not on the map, so I'm just going to... I don't know what happened to him. He's just...
7 and 5 are dead, so they're the only one. 7 and 5 and 6 have been shot.
I think I didn't actually put all of them on the map, or something went interesting. Aki.
Well, since it's my go.
No, it's me shooting you.
Did I get skipped?
Oh, he's still on hot.
Oh, right, he's still on
no,
that. It's okay.
Never mind.
We're shooting Aki. Okay, right. Well, I'm going to spend a penny on that.
Yeah, as obviously this is as you were running to head down the stairs behind Bueller and Donahue. One of them basically takes a pot shot at you as you're making your move.
Well, I just ducked underneath of it and missed it. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Hot dog number 8 is going to fire across the street at Queeg, except he can't from there because that's cover, so he's going to have to come round the corner. I'm not sure if he'll get it. I don't know if he'll be able to see you from there. No. He knows you're there, but he doesn't get to you. That brings us to Merlin.
Okay, Merlin is going to spend 11 power points.
Living hell.
Yeah, to cast a fairly significant mage armor to include Shroud and Hurry on Aki, Babiman, Mr. Nakazumi, himself, Pow Pow, and Waif.
Okie dokie. They're all within your range, are they?
Yes.
Nice. Oh! It's only 1 power point if you fail, though, isn't it? Okay, you successfully cast it. So, you're going to cast it with Shroud. Slightly obscure.
Basically, instead of a -2, it'll be attack -3.
Yeah, they'll get a cover bonus, won't they, for all intents and purposes? Yeah, I agree. So you're giving that to Aki, Babyman, Mr. Nakazumi, yourself, Waif, and Pow Pow. Is that correct?
Correct. I'm also giving them the hurry, which is a +2 pace.
Okie dokie. I shall. Hurry.
And then drop
Thanks,
another
Justin.
penny on your PowerPoints and get 5 back.
Okay, so
Except it's my last Benny, so I think I'm going to hold on to it for now.
Yeah.
that's interesting. Why is that not letting me drag it? Oh, because it vanished as soon as I did that.
It vanished.
Unless I've done something really weird and it is actually working. I just
She spent Benny's to. She had 5 wounds. Sorry,
Hurry,
she got
okay.
5 wounds.
So
She
on
spent some
Becky,
Bennies to soak up
on
2 of them, but it's not enough to
Babyman,
soak up 5.
on Nakazumi,
Soak 5 wounds, you'd have to get a
on
raise and then a
Hurry,
raise and then a raise. You have to get
Pow
like
Pow, on
5 raises, or maybe
Waif.
4 raises.
Then we're going to create a shroud, which I don't need to worry about actually. I'll just manually increase all your covers. Okay, deflection, so -3, deflection -3, deflection -3, deflection -3, deflection -3, pow pow, deflection -3. Nice use of PowerPoints. I think that's everybody.
We got the cover as well.
Yeah, technically they. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, instead of making it cover, I just added it to the deflection. It was easier.
Okay, so basically everybody glows bright purple for just a brief moment, and then it all sinks down into a purple shield right in the middle of your chest, and then it kind of turns like into an ultraviolet, so you're kind of blurred just a little bit as a result, and you feel yourself moving much quicker.
Wonderful stuff. Okay, now it's Aki's go.
All right, so after I ducked under his bullet, I spun around and going to shoot him. Can't have people shooting at me while I'm trying to go and disarm a bomb. Who do they think they are?
We told them if they came back.
Do you know who you're shooting at? We told you not to come back, you. And I won't swear because I might offend Mr. Nagasumi.
Honey, I swear like a sailor, and I get called on it frequently.
You know, I mean, I don't give a fuck about swearing in real life. I'm talking about Mr. Nakasumi. I don't want to upset him.
No, Mr. Nakasumi cares.
Oh, if he doesn't care, then I'm just gonna. Yeah, anyway, so he's getting it with the flechette pistol, right?
Kids beg me to clean up my language, so.
You hit. That's a wound. That hot dog is toast.
And then I will go down into the basement.
Oh, I see. Okay. You'll head down to the basement. Wonderful stuff. That brings us to Mr. Nakazumi, who... Okay, I know. Mr. Nakazumi looks under the counters, looks at Babyman sitting next to him, smiles, and sort of... you then see... you then notice he slides back a panel. Nothing you've never noticed before. And then on the keypad, he just types in he rapidly types in a number of digits that you don't you're not able to follow. A panel slides back and he brings out a medium machine gun, which he bolsters up onto the counter, looks at Babyman and goes, I bought this after our last greeting from these people. He then basically takes aim and opens fire at hot dog number 4 on full auto.
Wow,
2
Nakazumi's
hits.
not screwing around.
Yeah. Well, if 1 hit was that bad for our lot, this geezer's going to be cheesed up.
Cheesed up like Swiss cheese. I like that. I haven't heard that.
I'm going to re-roll the first damage because Nakazumi is quite upset. Okay, so the first shot shakes, the second shot kills the guy. Well, puts him down anyway. As basically tracer fire and bullets just burst out of the 64th Street Rabham. shredding the guy and the bus stand he was hiding behind. The lava 2
Jesus.
at the sound of full machine gun fire, the other 2 heavy help dogs come off hold and they move into position. This one here will basically try and return fire at Babyman with a light machine gun. Not Babyman, sorry, I meant Mr. Nakazumi. Bullets shatter and smash into the 64th Street Ram, and bits of the counter fly up everywhere. But the deflection and the cover means he's fine. The other heavy, basically, unlike the other one, doesn't have the presence of mind so much to give himself cover. He just stands in the middle of the street, and he again takes aim and returns tracer fire at Mr. Nakazumi. Yeah, the sound of multiple machine guns ripping across everywhere is quite devastating. And the new round begins.
Cheesed up, yeah, like a cheddar, like Swiss cheese.
Mr. Nakazumi got a joker. Did you guys get pennies out of that? I don't know if you did.
No.
No, we did not.
You certainly should have done, because he's an ally.
Yeah, he's an allied extra.
He's an ally and he's on your side, and therefore you guys all get a Benny because of Mr. Nakazumi getting a joker. Mr. Nakazumi,
we've been like killing these guys for him.
Exactly. Mr. Nakazumi basically targets the 2 heavies with the machine gun, and this will probably use up the rest of the belt he's got loaded. He opens the fire again on full auto.
Merlin, how many magic power points have you got?
Well, I'm sitting at 9 out of 20 right now.
Because I've got a card that restores 2d6 power points to everyone. Boom. I'll use it when you're getting low.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Okay, so Mr. Nakazumi literally just tears at... oh, hang on.
I have a card.
I should target the same one twice by the look of things there, so let's just kill one. Don't know what I did wrong there, but anyway. Down one goes, and then he hits the other one. Down he should go as well. Somewhere. There he is. Mr. Nakazumi's basic. At that point, he goes, well, it was fun while it lasted, and he ducks back down. All his ammunition spent in.
Can I butt in for a second? I've got this adventure card, Desperate Time. It says play to take any one adventure card from the discard pile. What's the discard
Nobody's
pile?
played anything.
No one's played any cards yet, have they?
No.
Okay. Look at your cards, see if they're going to come in handy. So if there's one that can be reused twice, I can use it.
Well, any card could be reused if you take it from the discard pile.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, what I mean. So if there's one really good one that needs to be used again.
Still shaken, right? But she's the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best card to take is if somebody plays Perfect Timing, take it back, play it again.
Light machine gun fire rips into the ram, and all around Merlin as bullets just bounce off everywhere to no apparent effect. Babyman, you basically have just had a huge hell of bullets fired towards you and away from you, and the counter area around you is quite full of holes at the moment.
Babyman's got cover and deflection.
I know.
He's like bulletproof.
Terribly sorry, Mr. Nagasaki. Babyman must go. And then Babyman gets up and casually walks here.
Babyman's a caster as well, isn't he? So when your magic's getting low, remind me. I can do yours as well.
I wouldn't heal it. Well, you could heal somebody, but the healing's not going to be a problem in 2 seconds.
He wants to heal, let him heal.
He's run across there and he's going to get a shot at Annie as well. I suppose he's got the deflection, isn't he?
He's got the deflection, so he's not bothered. Also, it's not like last time where the guys had Joker bonus on hold, so they could literally just rip you a new one the second you broke cover.
Oh, right, yeah.
So Babyman just strolls across, in between everyone shooting up at the Raymond Street bar.
But,
He may get shot
just
in a minute,
why has he
but-
got cover and deflection?
Well, he doesn't now because he's left.
Oh
cover.
right, okay. Well, I'm just making sure I'm not like he's cast a spell on himself that gives him
No.
glowing
He was in
aura
cover
of
'cause-
death.
He was in cover because he ducked down behind the bar.
Aha,
Okay,
right.
so Babby Man, you walk over to Pow Pow and Wave.
Yeah, I will actually. I think I'm gonna go there because I can move 8. I think.
Yes.
So I can touch both, and I will try to cast healing both onto both.
That would be a multi-action.
Yes.
Yeah.
So 2 actions. So
Healing's better than what I've got planned.
first, Wave.
First on Wave. Oh, look at that. 2 wounds healed on Wave. No problem at all.
And
So
then
the spirit, basically a huge amount of EMT spirits appear around Waif and Pow
Does that
Pow at this
remove-
point.
Does that remove her shaken too?
It would have done, yes. Sorry, you can turn that off. Sorry, I forgot to remove it when I was opening your character sheet up. Thank you.
yep. Then Pow Pow.
2 off him as well. Look at that.
So Bobby One comes there and says to you, medic! Bobby Man means a medic here. Men are down. And he starts to walk around. I mean, just like as if impatient, walking, stepping side by side next to you, like as if looking for these medics. And then these transparent creatures, kind of like that resemble humanoids, start to provide medical attention to you, like a team of spirits,
You always fancy chicken.
each one doing one
You always
part
fancy
of the
chicken.
like a surgery or whatever you need because you are shot, I guess, and each one flashing quickly there for half a second while doing its part in this very complicated surgery, and at the end it's done. So I will take off 6 points.
No worries. I didn't want to. I loved the description, so I didn't want to interrupt. So, Donahue, in the meantime, you're analysing sort of as basically Beulah's got the case open, and he's using he's examining the electronics as he touches different circuits. You're reading off signals that are bouncing around the signal, and that was going to give you a +1 bonus to on his electronics roll. That brings us to Queeg.
Quig has a extra reach, right, with this broom.
Yes, you do have reach 1, I believe. Yes.
Well, I should be able to move there and still hit him.
Yep, you get there, no problem at all, and hit him. That's a hit. That's 2 wounds as he goes down. Wow. When Queeg hits, he really hits.
Quig mad.
Indeed. Okay, Aki, you get downstairs, obviously leaving all the gunfire and chaos upstairs, and what you find is Donahue's basically sitting there with his deck out. He seems to be tapping things away, and as Beulah's sort of looking down at the you can see the counter counting down, showing that about 12 seconds left till the bomb detonates, and you can see Beulah sort of touches a circuit and looks over at Donahue, who's reading the deck, and sort of says, "No," shakes in the way there. So you can add it. You cut. Basically, only one person can actually disarm the bomb, but you can offer a support at them. Yeah. So, how do you wish to assist? I've just noticed something really bad. And if you're talking, you're on mute.
Yeah, so who can I assist?
Well, Beulah's disarming the bomb, but so you could provide a support role on Beulah.
What's that on repair? Is he doing? What's he doing to disarm it?
He's going to be using electronics, I believe, or you can try hacking the system, but electronics or hacking would be retarded. That said, of course, if he thinks someone else could be better off, if he thinks that you're best, he wants you to take over, feel free to do so. He needs 2 successes in the next 2 rounds to disarm the bomb using either electronics or hacking.
Okay, which one do you use, electronics or hacking?
Yeah, the only thing it's going to be the only thing I would point out is there is a slight problem in that Beulah's going to have a complication this round. And if you there is almost this is an interesting one, and they show it in the example. If you fail to get a success when suffering a complication, you automatically fail the dramatic task. So in the example, they actually.
So Beulah's happy to pass off at this point because he was going to pass off anyway, simply because his high roll was the opening of the case. His low roll is the electron.
In that case, I am going to say, Boraki, you get downstairs just in time to be the man on the ground, and on the 10 of diamonds. I'll agree with that one. Technically, that's so you've got 2 rounds to get 2 successes.
What do I need to do? Electronics, yes. Electronics,
yeah. With a +1 bonus coming from right. That gets you a 6. No, that's 1 success. You only need 1. You only need 2. You only need 2 successes, and you've got 1 this round, and you've got 1 more round. So it's up to you whether you want to spend a Benny.
I'll Benny it and see what happens. Hopefully, I'll get like an 8.
There you go. You get a 10. It was only It was only an easy one. It was a very
bomb disarmed.
Yes.
Bomb disarmed. Here comes a cat.
So,
excellent.
The three of you working as a team disarm the bomb.
Nice work, team.
Can we roll the bomb towards the heavies?
No, it's in the case. It doesn't really roll, but
stay down in the basement.
Yeah, and once it's disarmed, we can get out of there. So yeah, but we'll do that next round, I suppose, isn't it?
Exactly. Merlin.
We'll shout up the stairs. Okay. Let Nakasumi know the bomb's done. Bomb's disarmed.
Okay, having successfully defended his allies, Merlin is now going to upcast a magic missile.
Ooh.
At let me see. You know what? You're closer, so I think I'm going to hit heavy 2.
Okay. Magic missile automatically hits. Remember?
No, it doesn't.
It does in D&D.
Yeah, yeah, no. He's calling it magic missile. That's not what it is.
Yeah, I know. But he just thinks he's playing 5e, doesn't he? Not his fault.
Among other things, yes.
High levels magic missile becoming a machine gun, didn't it?
I was watching a thing about one of the guys, the last surviving member of TSR, and he said he had to fight with Gary Gygax to make magic missile so that it automatically hits. Because Gary Gygax hated wizards. Which is why they're so weak in D&D to start with.
Something tells me that Nakazumi's going to use that bomb.
Right. Okay. You cast your magic missile. It's a magnificently marvelous spell as it arcs out and it streaks. It streaks towards its target and gets to there and then fades out. Which is wrong, actually.
What?
It's bolt. Ignore me, actually. Hang on. Yeah, why did it say out of range? I'm going to take that back. Sorry. Why have you got... Oh, magic missile bolt. Range smarts times 2. Is that right? Yeah, smarts times 2.
Oh, I would have moved forward. Was close enough. You're right. I would have moved to there and then shot.
Fair enough. I will allow it this once. As you go, yeah, you hit him with a magic missile and down he goes.
Yeah, well, whenever I targeted him, the arrow didn't show up for me, so I didn't see what the range was, so I didn't see that I had to move. So
no, that's the nasty thing about it. It's like I think to be honest, I quite like that idea. Really, it's like I'll target him. Oh, I'm out of range. Evil as it is, but I'm mean like that sometimes. Pow pow! You basically the spiritual EMTs have patched you back up and disappeared back to the spirit realms. you feel a lot better now. Although there's
Yeah,
still blood
so
on your coat.
yeah, so I get healed up by spirits, but they do not look happy to heal me. Dun dun dun.
Oh.
Unusual.
Yes. Yes.
Right. just to see that this is probably unnecessary, but just to see if it works. Save time.
Is there only one hot dog left? And he hasn't gone yet. Okay.
Yeah. We'll test the power to see if it works. Right. So it's not with a raise, so that one. Wait, if the code works though.
Okie dokie. Let's
Pace is obscene now. It's 12 because of the that's a
Pow Pow vanishes and a large cat replaces him.
rolls the run die.
That's it. You
What's 15
Ice
input?
time, beautiful gives you that. Hurry gives you +2 equals 9, and you rolled a 3, so you get to run 12 inches, which is what you've just dragged out.
Not 15, because the base movement is 10 plus 2. Pace is 10. But that pace should be 10.
No, you said pace plus. You said pace +2. You put it pace +2, not pace.
Pace of the Puma is higher.
Aye, so sorry, pace is 8 then. 8. You're right, 12.
Yeah. So with that run, you're going to move 12 inches.
Yeah.
Look
at that. You even changed the token, you clever man, right?
A cat bounding through the rain.
So
Pow
wait.
Pow's a cat.
At the extra 2, she's gonna start following the cat, and she's gonna take a shot.
Go for it. Yeah, you got an extra pace +2 at the moment, so yeah, you can move 8 inches. You can move up to 10 inches because your pace is 8 normally, isn't it?
Oh, I don't.
Oh no, it's 6 normally. Yeah. Sorry. Thank you. Yesterday. You take a shot. It's medium range. And you miss.
I'm gonna Benny at one time.
Put those over there. I keep playing with them.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
It's obviously rain. Very tempted. Okay. Right, let's see what happens here. Is he going to run or is he going to stay? Is he stay? No, he's going to run.
Well, I don't
I'd
think we
be
should.
moving to a chase.
Yeah, I don't think we should let him get away.
As he's running, we're
Oh,
yelling.
absolutely not.
Okay.
As he runs away, we're going to yell to him, "Tell your boss we're coming. We warned you."
Are you going to let him get away, are you?
No, we're going to kill him.
I find it probably is highly unlikely would over a chase he would actually get away from me.
Okay. Well, no, I don't have a problem with that. I'm just asking which if you
Well, my vote is kill him, but yes, yeah, I'm still underground in the basement, disarming a bomb.
I've just worked out that was 13 pace. Well.
Yeah, I think Quig would want to chase him just because they've threatened his friends.
It's not a problem then. That's what I was asking. See, I will do, if it's a chase, it makes more sense to be on a grid. So there we go. So, okay, here we go. What we're going to have is he gets to run 9 inches, and we're going to have 12 there. So what we'll do is he is going to run. Zoom to fit. Why is the bloody grid on? Actually, it's probably easy to have the grid on. He is running, and he's going to get to there. He's going to get to there. Pow, pow.
Yeah, pow, pow. That's why I was curious about the pace, because the pace comes through two different calculations. So
Okay.
it's got Hurry's +2, and then the Puma form's at +2 as well. So base run is now 10 with D10 running.
Okay, Queeg is chasing. Is anyone else giving chase out of interest?
Nope.
Merlin is.
Merlin is. Okay. Oh, so I'll put Merlin there. Put Merlin on the chase. Just trying to work position. Wait for you chasing. You going to let him go?
I'm probably gonna chase because I was already following the cat.
While they're chasing, I'm going to search the bodies and see if there's any like way of linking them back to their boss. If we know who their boss is, we can plant this bomb back where it started.
Sorry, Wave. Was that a yes to chase or no to chase?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So that'll put you. I'll put you there, and that brings us to Babyman, Beulah, and Donahue. Do you wish to give chase?
Nope.
Nope. Dealing with the bomb.
No problem at all.
Tying a ribbon on the bomb here for Nakazumi.
Yeah, I'm investigating the blood splats, ID and such.
No worries. I'm just setting up.
And I can't discuss plans because I'm a cat.
Okay.
That's exactly that's all. That's all.
Charlie again.
I can't talk.
We're back to Charlie again, aren't we?
That was a good joke. That was.
Look, the chew toy's running away.
Okay, we'll go straight into Babby. Okay, so let's see.
This is a chase.
Nakazumi's not
Savage
taking
Wars.
part in the chase. Babby Man's not taking part in the chase. Donahue's not taking part in the chase. Aki's
I'm
not
going to
taking
put
part in
Laurel
the
on
chase.
it.
Beulah, did you say you weren't taking part in the chase either, were you?
Yeah, it's Beulah's day off.
Oh, that's a good one. I like it.
You have to wait till the after credits now.
We're into chase mode, and the hot dog guy's going first. Look at that. I mean, you've got a street for you to chase there. Athletics. Okay. He is going to... well, he's just going to run. 2 squares. Problem solved. That brings us to Waif. So if you want to do a dedicated just run, it's a +2 to your athletics roll. If you want to run and do something else, you can make an athletics check and then do something else.
I'm going to make the athletics check and do something else.
Okie doke.
We don't run in the pawn shop.
Because the +2 on the athletics anyway.
Yep.
And I'm going to take a shot at him.
Be my guest.
Him in the back as he's running away. Oh!
Oh.
I'm going to say basically what we're going to have. I think what we'll have here is basically as you're taking up the shot, you basically fail to notice that as you're running down the street, as it were, that a cycle courier comes barreling out of a side road and clips you, causing minor bumps and bruises. Queeg.
I am just going to be running.
Okay. So that's +2 if you're going flat out athletics. That will get you one. That will get you 1 square at the moment, I'm afraid.
All right.
I'm actually going to drop him back to. I think he was too far ahead. Yeah. Means next turn he can try and escape. And
The charger's downstairs where you
Otherwise
took it earlier from me. Remember, you thieving fuck?
Pow pow.
I'm just going to run. And
I wonder what he's coming up here for. I'm like, I went to look for that earlier. Where's my child? Charlie's got it.
You up?
Right, don't worry.
Yeah, I know. It's another +1 on top of your +2, so a +3.
So what happens if you land on a joker?
The cards with that you will get a +2 bonus, I believe, on your complication. Evading the complication. It will tell us.
I mean, two is the maximum you can get. There you go. That's 2.
But you have put it in the. You have caught him up enough so he can't just escape now. He's got to pull away before he can escape again. That brings us to Merlin.
Okay, so wow, he is kind of out there. So yeah, Merlin is going to actively run to try to catch up to him.
Okay, that's +2 on your athletics roll. Actually, +3 because you guys have all got pace, haven't you? So 2 squares.
And
The rest of you guys
skill-
obviously will come back to you when you.
I was going to say the scale is 5, correct?
It's a foot chase, so they're 1-inch squares.
Oh, are they? Okay. In which case, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and fire another bolt at him. I guess it's the first one of him, isn't it?
Yep. You shake him. So that brings
And
us
that will be
to,
my turn.
That brings us to Pow Pow. So magical bolt swings out, shoots out from behind you and strikes the hot dog suited individual as he's running down the street.
I think we'll just go for a pure run as well, won't we?
Okay. 5
Seven,
plus 2 plus 1 for being fast. That gets you the raise, so you get 2 squares if you're going full out.
Oh.
Brings us to Waif. I forgot actually, you guys are all hasted, as it were. So it's a +3 for a dedicated run, +1 on your normal athletics. So that's a 4, which gets you, even though you're slightly fatigued after clipping that courier, you still get to advance a square.
And I didn't do full out, so I can still take an action.
That's correct, yeah. But you do miss. Obviously, the act of running down the street is
messing up my focus.
Afraid so. Okay, the hot dog guy is still shaken, so I'm going to spend a penny to unshake. And he's basically the machine gun. He needs to slightly brace that. He can't use. I'm ruling he can't really use that in a chase. So he's literally just going to go flat out on a run here. You guys are faster, so he doesn't get any bonuses. But he is going to pull 2 squares away ahead of you guys again, bringing us to Queeg, bringing up the rear, who isn't hasted. So unfortunately, he just has to make a normal run, +2 if you go all out, obviously. Oh!
I think I fall on my face.
Yes, I'm afraid. I think the easiest thing there is Queeg. You basically that same cycled courier that obviously was zipped out of one alleyway and hit Waif comes back and literally knocks you down and basically knocks you out of the running. I'm afraid, as you are literally knocked to the ground, and by the time you'll recover.
Yep.
By the time you'll recover, I'm afraid they've disappeared and you've lost them. Sorry about that one. Okay, Merlin, +1 on your run if you want to do a additional action, +3 on your run if you just want to run. On your athletics check, that is.
I think since the ranges are not quite what I thought they were, I'm just going to use a normal athletics check.
Okay, so it's just +1 because you're faster than he is due to your magical hurry. So that gets you 1 square closer.
And I will spend my last power points to try and shoot him again.
Yep. Ouch. It's normally 5 inches, isn't it, for a foot chase? But I decided I'll make it 1 inch for speed. And I just forgot to change it. So a 5 will hit. No, yes, a 5 will hit. It's ranged. 8 points of damage. Hang on, I've got myself confused there. 5 hits and 8 points of damage versus his toughness of 6 shakes him yet again. You're making me spend my bennies, sir. Okay.
Yes.
As the chase goes on, we find ourselves with the hot dog first, who does shake, and he is one. Okay, he is going to just make a straightforward athletics check to try and increase the distance, which he fails to do. Therefore, he is unable to escape. If he's 4 squares away, he can attempt to escape, but he can't because he's only 3 squares away. That brings us to Pow.
Coach does a straight run again.
+3 then.
1
square. If it's a straight all-out run, that gets you a 5 because you're +3. Sorry, +2 because you're encumbrance, but that still gets you a 4, which is 1 square.
Wonder if it's worth pennying that.
It's up to you.
991 viewers.
Gets you 2 squares.
It is the mucus that
brings us to Waif. +1 if you want to do something else. +3 if you want to run a flat out. Don't worry about that test. That's the only downside of the fast tests. If you're targeting someone when you're doing that. Oh, you're finally going to hit him. That's a hit with a raise. Well, there's not much I can do about that. See if I can soak it afterwards.
You ain't soaking that. I don't care how good he is.
Soaking that, am I?
That's my 4-1 special.
For giggles, I'll spend a single penny. No, so basically the chase ends somewhere somewhere down the street. The chase ends. I'll turn the rain off. There we go. Turn the rain off. There we go. So, basically speaking, while that's going on, you guys. So, what are you doing with this bomb while they're doing the chase?
Well, we've made it safe. Now we're going to come up with a cunning plan of how to plant it at the hot dog factory, innit?
Can I have, and this can be from all 3 of you down there, repair or electronics checks, please? Your choice.
Sorry, coming.
That's okay.
I'd like to, since they seem to have plans for the explosives themselves, I guess they'll let them have that. But I'll look for the serial numbers on the electronic bits.
Mm-hmm. No problem. So, yeah, it's interesting actually.
Meow.
4's good enough. 4's a success.
Oh, okay.
Don't forget, 4 is a success. Unless of course, unless you.
I thought you ramped up the difficulty there. That's all.
No. I will, as a rule, tell you, to be honest, because I think it's. I think you need to know whether you're succeeding or not, as such, if that makes sense. The only time I won't is if there's things that you don't necessarily know about at the time. So yeah, basically speaking, obviously, Aki and Donahue, your use of electronics will give you slightly more insight into it. But Beulah, I mean, the whole thing about it was a bit. Struck you as a bit easy, if that makes sense. I mean, yes, it was a bomb. But it's not very well made. There weren't any booby traps or anything like that, and it didn't seem very secure. And all things considered, the 3 you think it was, it was a bit amateur, and not the type of, bomb you'd expect from, in at this level of high stakes, as it were. So,
well, I don't know, from a hot dog, maybe.
Maybe you underestimated us, but also we've got a camera up on the roof. Who delivered it?
Well, that's a good question, isn't it? I shall bring the rest of the party back, and you can. Well, it was. Well, no, it came. Well, that's I think everyone is. I think all of you are back on the map there. From your perspective, the map was the delivery. It came as part of the standard food delivery. Mr. Nakazumi signed for it as per usual. It was delivered by the normal delivery guy, and Mr. Nakazumi says it was the same guy that always comes. He didn't have any reason, he always waves them downstairs because they come so often. It's just it's a company called Food Snacks. And
but the tablet he thought was unusual, didn't he?
Well, it's just a case of what happened. He does find that unusual, but that's a bit strange. But obviously, that isn't what you'd expect from a delivery. So, but he did recognise the guy that delivered it, as he looked like the normal guy and everything else. But he does thank each and every one of you for yet again protecting his business, and obviously he does offer you
Free ramen.
Free ramen, basically for the rest of the month. And yes, indeed, you worked. I think as a group, you all work together as a team there, and I'm going to basically say that you each get an advance.
Excellent.
And also, I'm awarding each of you for successfully defending the ramen store without question and hesitation, and being quite informative about how you'll put people down when they come back, and they did, and you did exactly that, and you disarmed the bomb. You're also each being awarded a point of conviction.
What does that mean?
Sorry?
What does that mean?
Conviction? You know what conviction is? Yes. You could conviction. You can spend it. You keep them until they're spent, and when you spend a point of conviction, you literally just drag it into the chat window as if it was a Benny, and it will give you a D6 on all trait rolls until the start of your next round. At which case, you can choose to spend a Benny to keep your conviction running. So basically, it gives you an additional D6 on top of your roll. And if you played the original Deadlands Reloaded, it's the same as a red or blue fate chip. It's an additional D6 you add to your roll for every trait roll you roll, and damage roll, I believe, as well.
Okay. Quite good.
It's quite nice to have a point of conviction, yes. But as well, you also get some advances, so
Yeah, so the question I was going to ask was, obviously because the bomb get put in the building, I wonder if somebody was dumb enough to try and download data from the recorder at the same time, because it would have triggered the camera, film whoever was doing it, because they were downloading wirelessly. So as soon as that network connection gets made, the idea is the camera would start filming.
That's what Mogwai set up, wasn't it?
Aye, so the frames and the time image on the camera should match the access log file on the recorder. So you correlate the two of them, and then you get a photograph if anybody's nearby at that time.
Well, indeed, that was Mogwai's plan, wasn't it? I seem to recall. So you know where where the camera is hidden downstairs, and if you when you check it, you can see it is showing that it has taken a picture, and therefore you deduce that someone has downloaded the data from the bug that's down there.
Someone has dismantled the bug.
Well, the plan that Mogwai and the others came up with at the time was that you were uploading spurious rubbish data and conversations that had no relevance to the bug, and then set up a camera to catch who was accessing the data.
Yeah, the bug was bugged, so when you access it takes pictures. Yeah.
So is it still working, or?
So who's the picture of?
Well, that's the bit of the problem you have, you see, because unfortunately Mogwai was hyper paranoid, so he basically he rigged it up so he's the only one who could access the camera. So you have a picture of whoever it is, but unfortunately without Mogwai.
You needs to crack things code.
Or you're going to have to crack his codes.
Well, I can crack it. I'm quite good at that stuff.
Well, indeed, but
Yep.
it might take some time, and you might have to get some equipment to do it.
Well, what equipment do I need?
Well, exactly. Maybe it's one of those things that is something that's be happening in the background, and from time to time, I'll get you to make the odd roll here and there. And
Okay, right. Well, I'm on that one anyway. That's my mission.
exactly, it's your little side hobby. Maybe I'm just trying to make some interesting side story, dramatic reveal later
Shh!
on.
Don't tell us. Don't tell us that you're planning something you haven't thought out yet. We just think you're really a genius until you ruin it all for us. Okay, stop it.
No, I know exactly what's going on. I know exactly
That's
what's going
good.
on.
I'm glad that you know exactly what's going on. I don't want to know what's going on. I want to be surprised.
I tell you what, I'm glad Babby Man stepped up there and did a massive healing spell, because my alternative, I was going to drug Waif.
Drugger?
Drugger?
Yeah.
You're a wrong un.
Oh, what did you? What? So she could ignore.
Yeah, I was going to slap her Sims.
All right,
Oh,
let's give
yeah.
us a data.
Yeah.
Give us some speed.
Well, no, it's like artificial nerves of steel, isn't it? It doesn't actually heal you, but it makes you feel a bit better for a bit, so you don't actually suffer your wound penalties.
She would feel really poo for quite a long while afterwards.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that basically I'm going to create a note, and we're going to call it. I'm going to create a new note, and I'm going to make it public. I'm going to call it Mogwai's camera. Okay. And what's going to happen is you're going to have to, obviously, between let's say Donahue and Aki, and the two of you can actually work together on it. But basically, he set up some really it's Mogwai, not Mogwai. He did set up some high-level encryption on this, and basically, what's going to happen is every so often you'll get to make a hacking roll, and one of you can make the roll, and the other one can support it. And obviously, that will be the idea. Is you've got some decryption program going in the background that's just hacking through, and eventually it will break in. And so it's going to be sort of like a prolonged, dramatic task, and you're going to need 5 successes. When you get to 5 successes, you will successfully have cracked the encryption, and you'll be able to access the device, because Mogwai was quite highly paranoid when it came to security. So what I will say is you will be out using some of the equipment that Donahue found earlier from the walls, unless he sold it already, which it's not a problem, because you can obviously source some more. You're able to sort of set up a system, you set something up that can just run in the background, some little AI system. So who wants to basically be the primary hacking roller, and who wants to be the support guy? Because obviously this is the two of you
Donahue.
together.
Donahue does.
Okay, so Bueller obviously also has hacking, I believe.
Not yet.
I've got hacking 8, electronics 8, research 8.
Okay, so Bueller is unable to. He might have now. I didn't know if you just bought it with your advance. You see.
I have. I'm going to. I didn't know what to do. How to do that.
Oh right. Well, you literally, if you by all means, obviously on the advances, just all you need to do is basically. So there's a nice advanced tab. So if you fill that out as you're taking the advances, it'll keep track of what your advances are, so you know what they are, and also.
So this is so. No, that's adventure. Got it.
Advances, yeah.
Okay, so just +1. Is that what you?
I must admit, I've not used it, so I think So I'd say change that one to a 1 there. So if you can remember what you took originally, pop that in for your first advance, and then what you put for your second advance. If you want to take a new skill, obviously you could basically you want to do a skill advance. You get 2 skill points if they're below the stat. So if you want to learn, and one of those can be learning a new skill. So if you just want to learn a new skill, you literally drag the skill from the skill list and drop it onto your character sheet, and that's one of your 2 skill points spent. And then you can increase any other skill by 1 point as long as it's lower than the attribute it's linked to. that case, Aki,
Never dragging the new die type onto the skill die.
All right, so I take hacking and then I can move it up to a D6, right?
you can't increase the same skill twice. So you can spend one skill point to learn hacking, and then you can spend one skill point to increase another skill, as long as it's lower. So you could increase your electronics up to D6.
Got.
For example, or your battle, or your notice.
No, that's good. I moved the electronics up to 6.
Yeah, so the way you would write that on your advanced tab is then for advanced number 2, you'd go all you would put in there is say
It's advanced
hacking.
number 1, actually, isn't it?
Oh, did you not do your first advance?
I thought this was the first advance.
According to this, is your second.
That's just because I hit plus.
No. If you look on your main traits tab, it says you've got 2 advances.
The plus just brings up the character summary. It doesn't give you an advance. The GM does the advance. We can't do it.
So I think, okay, so we'll say that's your hacking and your electronics, wasn't it? Was your first. That means you've got another advance according to this.
Sorry, so should we have 2 advances or 1?
You'll
Like
only have
everyone.
1, I'm afraid. You'll
Okay.
only have 1 because you're one behind them, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So you've just got the 1 advance. Brilliant.
So then I can raise scores up, right?
For your second advance, yes, you can always go back again. But obviously, the trick is, conversely, you see, so you can here if you want to increase your hacking to D6, but you can't take your electronics up to D8 because your smarts is stuck at 6. If that makes sense.
Right.
But you could move your notice up, or your shooting, or your stealth, or your battle, because they're less than the linked attribute. So then, next time when you advance, you may find your next step might be worth advancing your smarts, and then you can advance your hacking, your smart skills higher, if that makes sense. Or you can spend a whole advance just to increase your hacking higher than your smarts die. That's how it works.
No, that's good. I'm done. So I did the shooting and the
That's absolutely fine.
or shooting and
yeah. So I must admit, the advanced sheet is very useful because it lets you keep track of what you've done as well, which is very useful when it comes to raising and trait rolls. And
Yeah, you should use that. It's really good.
If you're also learning the system, it's a helpful reminder because obviously.
The pity it doesn't fill in the starting stuff for you though, innit? That'd be good.
Yeah.
Having to type it all in.
I'm not too bothered if you don't fill in the starting stuff so much as the advanced tab. The starting stuff's nice because it lets you sanity check stuff, as it were. Okay, so Mogwai's camera. Aki and Beulah, actually, you can both do it. So Aki and Beulah, make your hacking rolls to support Donahue. Beulah gets a 1 success. Aki gets 2 successes. So Donahue, you get a +3 bonus on your first decryption attempt of Mogwai's camera.
Raining and snowing, but it looks here. Some of it's falling slower than others. Yeah.
Extended dramatic task. So that's 2 successes because that's the most you can ever get.
I'll try spending money on that.
The coat on.
You can 2 is the best you'll get, so I wouldn't worry too much. You
Okay.
can't. What I'm trying to say is you can't get when you're doing a dramatic task, you can't get more than 2 successes on a single dice roll, if that makes sense. So, but you're 2/5 of the way through cracking the camera. Well, what will we discover when we find it? I don't know, but I'm sure you'll remember. It's obviously the idea is it's running in the background, but it's your. So you've actually written the code, but obviously it's a more interesting way to do it in the fact that every so often you get to roll to see how well it's going. Okay, right. Has everyone done their advances?
I have not. No.
That's okay.
Right, I have not because I'm writing adventures.
You're writing adventures? Well, hand them over. I can run them.
well, I just did. You see, sleight of hand.
Anyway, so
Check it. Discord.
I wanted to try and find like identifiers off the electronics used to make this bomb.
You did indeed. Thank you for reminding me. I do apologise. Make a research roll, please. because you've got the serial numbers. Now you've got to trace them down. Okay, that's looking quite good. Let's see what I can find. I just need to remember my username and password.
Tell you what, I love that advances tab. That's beautiful. And the rule.
Yeah, I've done my
Sorry?
advance now. Bosh.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, an extra penny.
So, I'm just seeing what we got.
Conviction, it means you've got a bit of a, because you've done something good, you're encouraged.
Okay, no,
You've got conviction, so you can use it to save the day.
No, it won't be that one. So, well, actually, it's quite interesting. The parts. Oh, it does still exist, does it? Wow, I did not know that. Basically, the parts, when you track them down, they seem to be made by a company. They seem to be sort of custom-made parts. Well, I say custom-made, sort of off-the-shelf parts from a company called Radion Shack.
Okay.
And yeah, and it's literally at some point, basically that many years, some enterprising guy, Brad Radion, about 2 decades back, decided that he wanted to. He bought up what was left of the struggling old company of a very similar name, and he basically injected his money into it, slightly rebranded it to take after his name, and yeah, they offer cheap, mass-produced parts for for people to basically want to build their own gear and stuff. And yeah, as I say, the quality is not very good, but it's cheap and easy to get hold of.
Can we track? Can we track who purchased it, or is it not something they keep on their system?
Well, you may well be able to do so, but you wouldn't be able to do that remote. You'd have to possibly get to one of their shops and start tracking it down. But the key thing I'm trying to say is nobody, no corporate. Well, maybe I won't say they wouldn't, but you know what I mean. If you're looking at somebody, a big corporation or anything like that, you don't expect them to buying parts from Radion Shack, unless, of course, they're deliberately trying to lead you down a blind alley, if that makes sense. Radion Shack is the type of place, your street level hoodlums would go and get bits for, as it were.
What is this sausage bar? How big is it? This company, the hot dog place.
No one really knows. It just seems to be they seem to be muscling in lately and basically taking over. Well, they're not even seeming to. Basically, they're muscling in and shutting down food industries, but there doesn't appear to be anything opening up after they shut them down. They're muscling in, forcing the people out through protection gigs and all that, and convincing people to sell up. But none of them opened up yet. But there's signs over all of them going, coming soon, Hot Dog Emporium.
Yeah.
Okay,
So how long have they been up for though? Months, years?
Sorry?
How long have these shops been empty since they've been muscled in?
The bustling is only started beginning of last month.
All right, so okay.
And sorry, what were you asking, Donahue?
I said I don't really care. They tried to kill me, so that's not acceptable. Radion Shack seems like it'd probably be a waste of time. So let's try hacking you said that their marking places is coming soon, right?
Yes.
All right, let's try going after the real estate side of it and hacking for the information, digging up for the information of who's buying it and backtracking the companies.
Maybe backtracking the companies making those signs.
Yeah, we can hack and research that, can't we?
You certainly can. Let's see. Wife should be okay on the fatigue because you'll have time to rest and then recuperate, as it were. Well, that sounds like a good plan. Is how do you wish to proceed with that, and what do the others wish to get up to in the meantime, if anything?
I want to find out who owns the land now. That's the first thing you got to do, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean, obviously people can hit. I mean, obviously there's quite a few of you. You can hit the streets, collect contacts. You can network, socially as well as electronically. So Aki, I'm afraid you don't find anything.
I've got no bennies left.
Others. Well, yeah, I know.
Well,
Babby
my
Man-
idea.
Babby Man's your face guy. Maybe maybe.
I was
should be
going
out
to
there.
suggest that me and Babby Man go off and set up a hot dog. How do you set up a hot dog stand
Well,
in
I
the street?
imagine you'd have to buy one. So are you guys deciding to go after the hot
Oh,
dog?
that's a question you ask in a pub. How do I set up a hot dog stand? You know what I mean? You buy it to get gas bottles, and how do you get that? And who's going to come around and ask for protection money? And
What I'm trying to say here is, if you are deliberately deciding to, what I'm trying to say here is, from a logistic points perspective, are you planning to go after the hot dog people as your next mission? Because then obviously you can start spending logistic points towards doing the mission. Is what I'm trying to say, or is this a side quest, as it were? I'm asking either way. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're after the hot dog bods. They've messed with us 2 weeks in a row now, or 2 days in a row almost, isn't it?
Well, in that case, I would say to get all the equipment required to set up a hot dog stand, supplies, clothes.
no, that's what I mean. We're not actually going to do it. I'm asking how to do it.
Well, obviously, you'd have to go
because I want to know who's going to stop me doing that, and who would I have to pay protection money to, and what neighbourhood am I allowed to do it in?
Well, what I'm trying to say from your perspective, then, obviously, first of all, you've got to buy the equipment. As if you're being a hot dog stand or an actual hot dog premises, because they're subtly different. But obviously, you need to get the equipment. You'll need to get the permits. You'll need to get the health and safety division round. Although out in the Barrens area, that's a little less fluid. And then you'll probably have to pay protection money to whichever gang you've set up on.
And therein lies the rub, you see, because we have to find out which gang to pay off, and by that we'll find out who the employer of the hot dog men are.
We're going to set up a hot dog stand.
Well, indeed. Okay.
So, who's the gang protecting Mr. Nakasumi, or is that us?
Well, that's an interesting question, actually. I was just thinking the same thing. I suspect judging on how you're treating with the hot dog people, that really is it. So the question I would ask is, have you seen off the local gang, who I haven't actually decided who they are yet, but I will be furiously thinking about it in a minute. Is Mr. Nakazumi paying protection money to him, or are you protecting Mr. Nakazumi from the people offering him protection? That's your choice. I don't mind. I'm asking.
Okay, we need to get Waif to go and speak to her little Ing Chung master as well. She might be able to come up with something useful, or he might have some inside info as well.
Well, here's the thing: if he's paying somebody
I agree.
protection, they're not doing their job. Maybe they've been intimidated.
Exactly.
Not to
Yes.
do their job. If we are that ones, we're doing our job, and we know what we are now. So.
Yeah.
Well, in exchange for him allowing us to use his place.
I'm going to say
some of us are from the near neighborhood, like Master Zhang's dojo is just around the corner.
I would say Master Zhang definitely doesn't play protection, and every time someone tries to bring up how dangerous it would be that he doesn't have protection, that his dojo might burn down, they sort of walk away with a couple of broken limbs.
I'm going to say Nakamura is paying protection. Because I think most of us are fairly new to the area, so he's probably been paying previous. No, I'm spending a Benny. He has been paying protection, so that gang's been failing, and we need to bust their asses over it.
Okay, no, I don't disagree. As I say, it was really down to you guys where you wanted to go, because
you might not need to bust their asses, but you might need to find out why they don't protect him. You know. Like I said, they could have been paid off by whoever Mr. Hot Dog is to not be around when they come.
That's what protection works.
Well,
conflict of interest then. But
okay.
I'd say
Let's explain protection, people. So protection, if you pay, nothing happens, and if you don't pay, something does happen. I.e., the person that you pay, the person that don't pay now becomes a thug and rips you up, smashes your place up. It's insurance.
Mr.
If you
Shang
don't pay
would know
insurance, you have accidents.
Yeah.
Mr. Shang would know which gang has taken over this local neighborhood because he's within the neighborhood. But if we want to trace back to the head of the hot dog syndicate, the only other clue we have besides the bomb is that it was delivered through normal deliveries. So we could go talk to the normal delivery company and see who inserted that package, see if there's any way to check who inserted that package into the regular deliveries. Dead silence.
There's several avenues we have here. And in case
Yes,
anybody's
that
wondering
makes-
why I'm saying all these things too, my advance was to increase my smarts by a die.
I was gonna say that makes sense. I'm personally going to go after their like paperwork and financials. You know, if they're renting signs, they got to be paying for the signs, or if they're buying buildings, they got to be paying for the buildings. So I'm gonna go after them that way. If you guys want to go after, you know, like who dropped off the tablet and stuff in the gang, that's, you know.
Yeah, so you're going to find out who owns the property, even basically, who owns the land. I failed out of pennies, so I can't re-roll.
Wait to find out.
Everyone's going to walk around kind of trying to figure out, okay, who are these hot dog guys? I mean, this sounds like a fairly new crew. So he's going to start asking around, where did they come from? What kind of territory did they run? And basically, he wants a little more background on them, kind of thing.
Jabba dabba dabba doop 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 scubba dabba dub deep deep deep.
Okay, so in answer to your questions, the local gang, interesting individuals, the local gang around here, they've been around for a while. You're not entirely sure that why on earth they call themselves this, but they basically go by the name of the Denim Eagle clan, and there's been a bit of a a lot of infighting lately, which may be why they've been slipping. But apparently, the word on the street is the new head of the gang. No one knows her real name, but for some reason, she likes to go by the name of Swinging Gatslinger. So who knows why? As I say,
Better than Swinging Johnson, I guess.
Indeed. But as I say, not much known about her because she's new on the scene, as it were. Denim Eagle Clan, they got that name because somewhere along the line they have always seen wearing denim, dressed in denim jackets with an eagle on the back for some strange reason.
But not hot dogs.
Not hot dogs. No, that's the local gang. You were asking who was the local support. That's who people pay support to supposedly round here.
We need to go and visit her then, don't we?
Does anyone want Babyman's aid in anything?
Yeah, well, you need to use your charms and wooings to.
Well, I was throwing out a heavy hint for a networking rules check.
Yeah, Pow Pow and Babyman go and do some networking. Yeah.
Well, Leaf is very conscious of the fact that she warned those guys that they came back that we would kill them, which we did. But she also told them that we'd also go and hunt down their boss and kill him. So that's her agenda.
If not, then Babyman is gonna try to get some land, meaning soil.
Well, obviously, no, you can go out and ask the questions. So, okay, we had the research going there. So the research, yep. Oh, right, you were researching Donahue. I forgot. Sorry, I was sorting a couple of things out in the background.
Should I roll research or hacking? Well, I wasn't sure which.
Oh, you did a research. Oh, that was for Radion Shack. Ignore me. Ignore me. Sorry, I'm just getting confused with myself. Then Aki. Sorry, no, you've done your research. I was just looking back all through. Then Merlin went off to get some persuasions, and then Babaman and Pow Pow were off to get some stuff. Merlin, what were you looking up?
Well, like I said, I want to get some information on these hot dog guys. They seem to have kind of
Yeah.
sprouted out of nowhere.
They do
so-
seem to sprout up. Yes. Okay. Well, the word, as I say, the word on the street is pretty much that. No one exactly knows where they come from. They do seem to be muscling in on the area. There do seem to be people wondering what's going on with the Den of Eagles, and but obviously with the swinging Gatling just coming to fore, maybe that will change. But the other thing you did get the raise. The only other thing you got was a name, but you don't know what the name is or the significance of it. But the name is Left Hand. That seems to be the name that comes up when something to do with the hot dogs.
Okay, I will be sure to pass this information along.
And Babyman and Pow Pow, you need to make some rolls to do the same thing.
Well, if Bobby Mon's talking to people, I can assist with intimidation.
No. Oh, you can.
Well, it's just standing in the background looking big and mean. That's all.
If we
It's an assist.
if we fail, you might. I want to win friends and influence people. You know.
Yeah, Buell is a good intimidator too, but he'll hang back for you.
That's Benny on that. And by the way, it's not a success as a report. We'll just fess up to that.
Because you're letting Babyman do the hard work.
Babby Man is doing the talking, not me. It's niche protection.
Okay,
Right.
that'll be a plus
Babby's
one on
at
the
Buckman.
Babyman's
So +1 for me.
persuasion. Yeah. As you go out and ask questions.
Okay.
Just pass that pipe around, man. People will talk to you.
Okay. Wow. I like it. Right. It would appear that well, after asking around a bit, you don't get too far, but you do discover that you need to talk. Basically, you need to talk to is someone by the name of Rollins. He seems to be someone in the know and seems to be somehow connected to the hot dogs in that a couple of occasions he's turned up at places and made the pitch on behalf of the hot dogs and then goes again. He from what Babyman works out is he has a low-level, sort of cheap and tacky ambulance chaser style lawyer's office on the edge of the Barrens. So the actual name of his business is Rollins. Of his firm is Rollins Law.
Motherfucking
Okay.
keyboard.
With this, I need to go and rolling elsewhere.
Oops.
So I will catch up with next week.
Okay, no worries. It's we're near. The rest we'll keep you informed. Thanks very much.
What do you mean what?
Yep. Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks
just
for the
so,
session, people.
aye. So just to clarify what I said
See you,
there,
brother, man.
I said to Quick, there's
Bye.
two versions of networking, and if you use the intimidation side of it, it's faster. You get more information, but everybody's like fucking terrified of you, and they won't talk to you next week.
He's in the Barrens. He's an NPC. He's male, and he has an organisation, which I haven't existed yet, so I have to save that. It's annoying I can't just add them there. New organisation. I'm getting quite fiddled out on this thing today. Don't forget, if you're trying to keep track of stuff, we've got that Kanka.io site where all the I am trying to keep it as filled and up to date as possible so we can keep track of stuff. Obviously, I'm hoping you guys have got your own notes as well, but that's absolutely fine. The location should be the Barons and members should be Rollins. There we go. So, what's your plan?
Right. Can I just suggest something? Are you going to use the ice rules? Or is that still baking, or are you abandoned that idea?
No, I haven't necessarily abandoned it, but it depends what you're doing.
What are you lolling about? What? Hey?
What's your plans? That's what I'm asking.
Hey,
This is the
what's
thing.
wrong with
you guys are-
you?
you
You're
guys
looking
are
kind of
steering us
stinky
into
to me.
interesting-
If you
I
just
mean,
follow
basically,
through now,
I shall keep up
listen
with
to my
people around, right? I'm
farts.
sure.
I was talking to my keyboard, my phone.
Obviously,
But
if you
I'm
play
typing
dice
and
and
it keeps
stuff, great.
putting
That's what I'm
space
asking.
bar
What are
dot
you,
instead of
what are
space
your
it's
aims?
putting a
And
full
then you
stop
can work out
space
how
but
you
so I'm
want
trying to
attack
search
people.
for something
That's
on
what
Google.
I'm looking at.
It's what dot not dot 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 not dot 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 not dot. Yeah, do you get me? Do you get me? Oh, you gathered, did you? Gathered it all together and made a symbolistic methodology of it, did you?
So,
Well, Merlin's thought is we
Gatherer.
warned these bandits off, and we told them that they need to stop their evil ways. And when they didn't, it became a matter of, okay, we have to protect the innocent, so we need to hunt them down and eliminate them. So whatever steps are necessary to locate them, who their leader is specifically, but locate them in general, is kind of what our next step needs to be.
Who are you?
well, indeed, and as I say, Babby Man got you this link. What I'm trying to say is, Babby Man got you this link on Rollins Law, who seems to be their lawyer.
Yeah, you had the wrong one. It's my thumb. It's my thumb's fault.
And
Yeah.
then I guess our next step would be to
The thumb.
find out more about Mr.
The thumb.
Rollins.
Remember the thumb?
Yeah. See, is he working for them voluntarily? Is he their leader? Is he, or is he just somebody else that they've muscled?
Exactly. Sounds like a good plan. So what I'm trying to say is, how do you want to work that one out? As in, obviously, obviously you could just go down there and pay him a visit, but this, yeah, see, exactly. All I'm trying to say, I'm not trying to be obtuse here. I'm literally saying, you've got some information. What do you want to do with it? Because then I can take it from there.
Oh, I understand. I'm just trying to get somebody else involved because this is not necessarily Merlin's best area.
Eula wants to go and meet this attorney.
I think that's
Give
what
him
we
the
should do.
shock
Go
club
to
treatment.
go and visit
Twig
them.
wants to intimidate someone.
Maybe we could hack into their computer first. Once we get within things, see if there's anything on there, and or we could hack them at the same time as someone, someone small and friendly like Beak goes in and goes, "Hello, I've come to talk to you." Hot
Quig
dogs.
we're not going to stop Quig getting in there because Quig is seriously upset by the fact that the Raymond shop's been, and I'm not going to tell him he can't do it. He's going to, no, I think nobody's going to argue with him.
Yeah, but we can hack him while Quig distracts him. Find out as much information as we can through intimidation and hacking and persuasion and everything else, and get to the bottom of Rollins' involvement.
And like I said, first thing I'm doing is I'm checking out like the paperwork and the financials on these hot dog guys for their signs and businesses they're buying and stuff like that.
Sounds good to me.
I can support him on that, I suppose.
Go for it.
Well, it's research again, isn't it?
It would be, yeah. That'll be a +1.
It won't make a lot of difference. I'd rolled a 9 on that research earlier.
You did indeed. That makes it a 10. So as you say, it doesn't make any difference. You do pull up a list of a couple of locations, and one of them is well, it was a pizza place just a couple of blocks over. It was called Ramadan Pizza. They closed and sold up last week. In fact, about the same time about at the same time that you guys fought off the others, they shut up shop.
Ah. So we need to find out who used to own that and find out what happened, didn't it?
I'm not worried about what happened to them. Like I said, I'm trying to find out if they're buying businesses, somebody had to pay. And that's what I'm looking for is, who's writing the checks for these buildings, businesses, that kind of thing.
Rule 1, follow the money.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to follow, is trying to follow the money.
Okay. I understand where you're coming from. Sorry, I'm just trying to... This is winding me up now. Why won't you do what I want? I'm giving up on this guy. I think he's just going to have to stand there like that, which is really annoying. Give me a second. That'll do. Into the booth we go, and into...
Although Donna, who's chasing the money, he's not doing that socially. He's doing that on... He's doing that
exactly.
on a basis.
Yeah, he's doing that electronically. Yeah, so right, I'm going to say for that one, you're going... Well, yeah, I've got a plan for that one. That's fine. Well,
whereas the rest of us are trying to do it social. That's what I said about who do I talk to set up a burnt shop? Because surely I'm going to eventually meet them face to face, or other.
Okie dokie. I'm just sorting a few things out. You're going in multiple directions. I can't cope. I will cope. Okay. Yeah. So, Bert's, we're going on the money. So you're going to go. You did? I thought you were going out finding stuff out. You want to go and find out how you're making the stuff as well now, do you? You want to go and set up. You want to ask the questions about the.
Are you trying to do it so you can attract attention?
Yeah, that's what it is. You know what I mean? We've got no intention of actually doing the thing.
He wants to attract attention to see if you can't open up a hot dog business. Yeah, see if anyone starts giving him crap.
Right. Okay. So what you're able to find out is, well, actually, the transactions do appear to go through Rollins Law. So you suspect you're going to actually find out what happened to the money after that, because the money, it seemed to be a perfectly legitimate purchase, but the money was transferred via an account at Rollins Law. So that's as far as the money trail leads. As to, well, basically, if you try to set up a business round here, the first you'll have to buy the equipment, you'll have to get the permit set up, you'll have to talk to, you'll have to bribe an official to get a health and safety voucher for your business, and you'll have to play off the evil plan is the only information you get back on what would happen about setting up a business when you ask along those lines. So that's what that's the answer you get back about how you set up a business. No one has basically come to tell you can't do it. So maybe the problem is, of course, is until you're on their radar having done it, you know what I mean? There's no one's going to actually stop you doing it, because they'll probably want to muscle in after you've started, possibly. Who knows?
Right. So you get two choices. You can either raid the lawyer's office, or you can go and find the gang, find out where they live, and then raid their place. I'm sure we would like to ask them personal questions up close and personal.
In the meantime, I don't need this map anymore, so I can just open it up and delete all the painting layers, and they are all gone. And then delete all those, and then delete the drawing layers. Which gives
Yeah,
me
it's not so much going in multiple directions. It's all happened simultaneously. So we've got somebody in cyberspace and somebody in meat space.
I know, I understand completely where
And
you're coming from.
And lots of camera cuts and crazy music.
I completely understand. Sorry, I'm doing 5 things at once because I had a plan, and then obviously I'm not complaining with the way you've taken it. It's more interesting than my plan, so I'm desperately just trying. I desperately had. I had an idea. I had a plan for the next thing, and you sidestepped me slightly. So I'm on the back foot and desperately trying to set things up that I thought I had a little more time to set up. So that's not a problem. What you do also manage to find is you do manage to find a snapshot of Rollins,
Yeah.
the lawyer.
Rollins is a lawyer with a suitcase and he's an orc.
He's he's an orc lawyer. He's an orc lawyer. Yes. But that you do find that
it's not a suitcase.
It's more brief. Yeah, I meant briefcase. Thank you.
No suitcase.
But yeah, in fact, you do actually find basically when you see that because that Mr. Nakazumi says, yes, I remember him. Slimy fellow turned up here with a couple of heavies standing outside and tried to buy the business up. Was sort of most disturbed and upset when I turned him down. This was 2 weeks back.
So that's the Muppet we're after.
That's the lawyer.
I say I've got ramen dripping from my chin as I'm saying this. Is in my beard. I'm eating like a hungry dwarf.
So I say that's a mugshot you pull up from one of the security cam. From the security, you get that from his security when you investigate. You're doing the electronic investigation of what's the word I'm looking for?
Rollins law.
No, actually, the Ramadan pizza place. That's where you find you're able to. You get security footage of him going in as part of that. So there you go. So yeah, you got basically you potentially got two points of interest. You could either let's face it, you can either go through the rigmarole of setting up a business and waiting for them to pay a visit on you, or you can go and pay a visit to him direct, as it were.
Oh, the plan was never to set up a business. The plan was just to ask how to set up a business, because then you have to. People have to approach me and tell me, and I know who they are then.
Well, exactly, but all you get back, unfortunately, is the legitimate stuff, because obviously.
Yeah, but we know the gang.
Mm-hmm. You don't get anyone coming in to saying you can't set up a business. It doesn't seem to work like that. That's the strange thing. It's almost like they want you to set it up, and then they want.
Yeah, so it's go and visit him or go and visit the gang.
In fact, I will take a common knowledge check off you if Pal relays that to anybody. Pal, you can make one, and anyone you tell the tale about, you can make a common.
Oh, I tell them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tell them I'm the pet, not the brains.
Mm.
Yeah, that's fairly typical bandit behavior. They wait for you to get established, and then they come in and take it all over. That way, the expense of setting up is yours,
Exactly.
and the profit is theirs.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the point I was about to make. But you not only made the role, you actually pointed it out to. Yeah, exactly that. They're not going to, as far as you can work out, there is no problem at all to setting up a business. But once you've got it up and running and it's making money, that seems to be when they come a calling.
I will let everybody else know that looks like the money is passing through a law firm called Roland's Law. And I'd like to make a nighttime visit if there's anyone that's good at less than legal entering.
That sounds like a good plan. And if anyone has any idea where the hell I can find a map of a law office, I'll be very impressed because I can't. I'll be desperately trying to find one.
I know.
I'll have to make one up. So we may, I know we're a bit early, but I may stop it there because for that very reason, so I can actually give it some justice and work out some security, and you can plan and proper. Once I've worked out how the law firm works, you can work out how you're going to get into it, if that makes sense. So I think we'll call it a bit early there, if that's okay with you guys, unless there's any other questions or lines of inquiry you want to go down, and we'll. Oh, don't forget, actually, we won't be running. We've got a 1 week break, I'm afraid, so we won't be back for Sprawlrunners till the 25th. As I've got don't have to. I'm running Savage Pathfinder next week for FantasyGrounds.
FG Con's coming up, so
yeah, we need. There's more people. There's more spaces in there still.
Yeah, there's like
last time I checked, there was 3 spaces left.
Yeah, that's what it was last time I checked, but every time I tried to check this morning, I'm getting a system error.
Yeah, I think I just got that. Yeah, actually, Dark Wizard has cast a spell on confounding our database. Yeah, so it looks like it's down. So logically speaking, there are 3 spaces left at FGCon. So if you want a Sunday role-playing fix next week, it will be Savage Pathfinder. As I say, there's 3 slots left, because obviously this one was just done through FGCon. Originally, I was going to run Sprawlrunners on the Sunday and FGCon on the Saturday, but I was told I really want, it was taken a dim view that basically I should actually be celebrating my birthday with my family rather than sitting online and playing computer games.
Your birthday on Saturday?
Isn't that celebrating?
Well, that was my idea. We were still in. Well, the thing was, when I made that decision, we were still in lockdown, and then just after that, the slightly rolling back is occurring. So, going to a outside location with members of other households it will be allowed in theory, but from tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, it's back to hopefully back to some normality tomorrow, because I was at work last week and I think I had 4 customers. 4 customers all week.
So so basically that's that's the actual reason for the change. I had to roll it into the Sunday, which unfortunately meant I had to drop Sprawlrunners.
4 customers,
guys, but
you absolutely mad.
I'm having a blast, and you're definitely keeping me on my toes, and I like that. I think
you're going to cut.
So we're finished with Sprawlrunners, you said, or?
No, not forever.
Just taking a break for 1 week.
1 week and 1 week only.
You can sign up for Sunday. It's Savage Sprawlrunners.
Because I can't run Sprawlrunners. As much as I'd like to try, it would be an interesting challenge. I don't think I could run Sprawlrunners and Pathfinder at the same time.
Buy another FantasyGrounds Ultimate license, set up another PC, you can do DM in 2 different games at the same time.
Well, I can actually
I see. So you're doing the con thing next week.
Yes. But yeah, exactly. Only for next Sunday. So we're back on Sprawlrunners on the 25th. There are, apart from the fact the FGCon website is currently down, there are 3. Last time I looked, I have 3 slots left for 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock on next Sunday for Savage Pathfinder. Note, this is Savage Pathfinder, not the new unreleased Pathfinder for Savage Worlds. This is the last time I'm going to run my version of it, to say goodbye to it, as it were. And then the Sunday, the 25th, we're back the normal time for Sprawlrunners. I'm not cancelling this early, not after we just got it going and we got a nice party.
Nice.
So thanks so much. But obviously, any questions or things you want? Oh, thank you very much. The corporate. Yeah, actually, I've got that corporate office map. I may well end up using that one, but I like I like the other one as well. Is this a lawyer raft? Oh, rolling hand. I like it.
Thanks so much, man. That was great.
That's okay. No worries.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Well,
you're most welcome. See you on the 25th or next Sunday, or that's it. Next Sunday.
Yeah, I'll see you next Sunday. Yeah.
Sunday week. I mean, thanks so much, guys. I'll speak to you then.
Arrivederci.
Cool.
So
Thank you,
we're on
everybody.
to torment you on Tuesday.
Hey, Kevin, sent you a private picture.
Of course the place ain't spotless. Don't be silly.